Vámonos.
Hey, you did a good intro. I like
Let's
that.
leave that alone, huh?
Here comes the sun, a glorious one. This is the start of new life, floating has begun.
Villagers of Ionita City.
Dude, this is a moody motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
I always like hearing shit we've already jammed in these headphones because they're amazing for one. But God damn, it just sounds. This is how certain bands need to be listened to.
So now you know why Zoomers fucking wear headphones all the time.
Yeah, and I was like, God, yeah, but I want these. I want to walk around town in some headphones, not pods or pads or
Are they a
fucking
special brand?
Behringer.
They're
not Behringer.
Sennheiser.
Sennheiser.
They're kind of an upper. They're above mid. That's for sure.
Oh, shit.
As you may have determined, we have Ruben.
My God, Krista, your voice sounds different.
Obamonos.
Obama knows way.
Yeah, Ruben to join us for the
I'm Cristo.
Mead from Metal podcast this time around. I think I think it's going to be a good time. Only because we're going to dive into a story here in a little bit about that.
yeah.
I've heard the story from both these dudes, and I always thought, man, that'd make for a great episode. But every time we have Ruben on, I'm probably fucking 3 sheets to the wind or something like that, and I forget or whatever, and we get excited talking about music and shit like that. This time around, I was like, nope, we're bringing this shit up.
We're going to have it in recorded history now.
It is going to be a good tale.
We're going to talk about
Well,
some
really, I mean, goddamn, if we told a story of our past every time you were here, we could probably do 20 episodes.
Yeah.
Of that. Like every time we would have a story. We've had a pretty gnarly little existence over the past 30 plus years. But when you've known someone over 30 years, yeah, you have stories.
Yeah.
And by God, we have a few.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. And an intriguing one at that. Matter of fact, I'd mentioned it to someone of what the content was going to be, and she said, "You guys are doing that on fucking Valentine's Day." I said, "Yeah, you goddamn right we are."
It's all about love, baby. It's all about love.
Got the love.
I mean, my God.
Mead from Metal podcast. Get together, talk about Mead, talk about metal, and sometimes we don't talk about that shit at all. So
Yeah, it's really whatever the fuck we want. Welcome to the
Whatever
we
we feel like on that Friday, right?
that's
goddamn
that's
right.
Exactly where it's at.
If it was that regimented, I probably wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah, we took a deep dive back to a podcast episode from 7 years ago last night. 2018, early 2018.
The only one I wasn't in.
Yeah, it.
Man,
it was bizarre. It was like
Is this when you were in Wyoming?
Yeah. But it's like when but I had talking points. It was Silka and we did it and went down the list of talking points. Like, God damn, we don't do nothing like that anymore.
No, we did have a bit of structure.
Is this when
Yeah.
I bashed that Perfect Circle album? But now we actually appreciate. now we appreciate it.
We all did.
It was around then because the placard for that podcast was the album cover for Eat the Elephant.
Yeah. Yeah, got it.
It's already been that long.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Eat the Elephant's been out a while. Shit, Fear Inoculum's been out 7 years or 6.5. They come out in like August of 18 or something like that. 17?
September of 19.
September 19. God damn.
And then we saw the show October of 19.
Ooh,
Perfect Circles do
now that I like.
for some studio time anytime soon, don't you?
Dude, Tool is going to be the musical portion of Tool are going to be after their I always want to say Puerto Rico, but I know it's not. Where are they going?
Dominican Republic.
The Dominican Republic.
Oh.
Once that's done, the 3 of the 4 are going to be hitting the studio, fucking getting some work done for about 3 months.
Yeah, which is what they should do.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's nice to be let know, but, I'm still like, whatever. These are words.
Well,
I know how the game is played.
It is Tool, and man, we waited after 10,000 days, thinking, man, it's going to be a couple of years.
About 10,000 days. Maybe they told us all along.
Shit. So how's your week?
It's been good, man. It's a great month.
Yeah.
No bad news of any kind.
Good.
Fucking
man.
living the dream.
Good. Because I had somebody go, man, how's Ruben doing? I was like, I think he's okay. I'll find out tomorrow. And here we are.
Bad news.
Ruben's living jolly, fucking laughing, doing Hobbit shit, just fucking drinking,
Hell yeah.
eating, fucking
Eating and fucking.
putting up with no bullshit.
That's the way to be.
That is a good way to be in 2025.
It's been good, man. It's been good so
How's
far.
your week?
Oh, goddamn. Been busy. Work was busy. We were doing like this Valentine's Day giveaway bullshit.
Oh,
As every dispensary does.
Oh, sure. Sure. We also had like some boxes of like bundled shit you could buy, get a little bit of a discount if you bought them all together. But I had to do a video with a coworker for
Okay, you went live or something?
we wanted to have something maybe we could post, and I don't know if folks know this, but if you're trying to do weed stuff on Facebook, you got to be real careful because weed is still federally illegal.
oh yeah.
Same reason you can't talk about it on the radio. You don't see ads for it in magazines, on TV. You don't see any of that shit.
Talk shit out on YouTube, though.
Oh, by God, you bet your ass. Now, there ain't no rule here.
Oh, on YouTube, you can talk about it all you want.
I do all the time.
Oh, okay.
But I'm also not
what's the
saying, hey,
problem?
come meet me
You
out
can't-
back and
you
I'll
can't
sell you.
sell it. You can't
on
sell it.
Facebook. Nothing that.
Well,
oh, okay.
realistically, you can't on YouTube either. I mean, Brandon was like, hey, man, by the way, I brought some shit home from work. If you know where I'm broadcasting at, you can buy it right now. That's off.
So they can flag you if they suspect you're like.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that would mean they'd have to be listening. Someone would have to be like, oh, they do the weed. I don't like the weed. And then be like, oh, well, no, you can't be selling that. 30 days. Bong, you're done. But that's how it is on Facebook. You can't even, if they even see a price tag
Yeah.
or a dollar sign, that is getting flagged. Your account's getting suspended.
And
So-
it's even harder if you are a terrestrial broadcaster, TV or radio. It's actually ratcheted up even more.
And Fuckerberg is very obedient too. He's gonna.
Oh.
He sucks a lot of dick.
all
sucks a lot
of
of
those
cock.
assholes out in Silicon Valley, all of a sudden.
Daddy said,
oh,
Daddy
man.
said, must sit on Daddy's cock.
I thought it was
Daddy
called Suck a Dong Valley.
Might
That's
as
what it
well
feels
be,
like.
right?
Oh, yeah. No, man, all the rich people are getting together, and we're about to all have a wonderful time, I'm sure.
Right.
Oh,
Cool.
we'll have a game.
But, like doing that and did this recording, which it was fine, but I felt like I might have turned up the volume a little too much on it, my personality.
Ah.
Because I didn't have anything planned out. It was just like, hey, record when you draw the winner. I'm like, cool, let's get started.
Who's the kid with the beard on the lithium, huh?
Oh, no, I'm not in the video. Much like my porn, my face ain't in this video.
Anonymous porn, huh?
That's right. Well,
Like a typo album cover.
oh, yeah.
Slow, deep, and dark.
But, yeah, the week went good, but I got to go to this. Yeah, there you go. We were listening to that yesterday, and I gave them the dawning realization. It's like, yeah, that's a dick going into a vag.
It's like, now I can't see what I thought was just like curtains in a window or something. You know?
Curtains, I was half right.
We know you're fucking someone else.
That's right.
That's the jam, sir.
Speaking of Valentine's, there it is.
Yeah, exactly. Typo
Typo
negative is about as Valentine's as you
Damn,
can get.
that band's perfect for Halloween and for Valentine's. Huh?
That's right.
Every occasion for Typo.
Every occasion. Christmas, I don't know, but the rest of that shit,
Hey, they got red water. That's for Christmas time.
Oh yeah.
Well, how's your week, sir?
Esto con madre.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds like some good
It's
shit.
been it's all right. Wednesday sucked because my job, if they lose power, we're fucked for a day.
I heard about that an outage. In
Yeah,
Portales.
3,000 people
Oh,
out of power, and the day kind of sucked, but yet everybody tries to do like, man, I've got to keep my day going. Like, man, if you have the option and you get out and your dog falls and busts his ass on your porch, maybe not a good day to think about getting out, because that's exactly the way my day started. But I thought, well, man, I gotta get out and do my thing, I guess. And yeah, I get to work, find out, everybody's out without power around town. Oh, great.
Yeah.
And made me have to reset a whole bunch of the whole day was spent doing a bunch of shit back in our wire room of resetting things. Had to get somebody to come out and change out our box so that way we'd have fucking internet in the building because it burned out. You know, I mean.
Oh, damn.
Oh, yeah. No, it was a whole shit show.
Wow.
So other than Wednesday, yeah, it was all right. But Wednesday sucked balls.
I can appreciate that. All right, let's get out of here.
All right, let's call it a day. All right.
Y'all have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Obamanos.
Obama.
Don't you go saying that shit. You're going to wind up some people out there. I did promise Brandon, I was like, I ain't talking politics this time.
Yeah, me either.
I do
That's
way
the most
too
politics
fucking
you're
much.
getting out of me is just me saying that right there.
Same, unless
And
I get...
I'm not even an Obama guy.
Unless
so
I get wound up.
Y'all don't fucking come at me.
No hate mail at Ruben, huh?
Obamacare, what the fuck? I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not an Obama guy, so don't tell me shit.
I'm just a guy.
I'm just a guy.
Just a guy.
I'm just a dude, man.
It's almost like a No Doubt song, except from the male angle.
I'm just a girl.
Well, shit. We got a Mead update.
Yeah, let's get to all the fun shit. Now we bottled Green Man, bottled it, got the labels on, got the shrinks on. Hell, we've already been moving it. So if you've been a little out of the loop, we're already down about a case and a half, I guess, or something like that.
I'm gonna help y'all move it into my belly.
Good man, good man.
Well, you, sir, like I said, you're getting a bottle free fucking gratis for your when you sent us your idea for the label. I mean, that is time you use.
Oh yeah.
So that time will be compensated. Oh yeah.
It'll be gone before the weekend is over.
That's
Good
right.
man.
That's what I like to hear.
So we got that done. We've got a batch that, frankly, has just been chilling out since October, I think.
Which is great.
Oh yeah, it's not hurting my feelings any.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be at about the 6 month point before we know what the hell we're going to do with it. Because frankly, at this moment in time, I don't know. Do we hang on to it and maybe make a barrel batch? Well, the barrel's still got a lot of meat in it, so that's probably not the best option. We could bottle it, and it would be landfall. It's raring to go. It's a sweet yeast that we'd used.
Problem is, we have landfall.
Yeah, we've still got product on that. It's like, well, why do we want even more of basically a mead we haven't moved? You know?
Right.
Now, some of that, too, is we keep that shit poked away and people just don't know. And if they don't see it out or anything else, like in boxes here, they're not going to ask. So, but I also don't like my entire living room looking like I'm fucking getting ready to move or I'm moving in.
That's right.
So you're just going to age it some more? I mean, that never hurts it, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I need to look through some varietals and figure out if there's a thing we want to do that doesn't require to be going through primary or secondary. Because now at this stage, it's just sitting around getting old and getting better, like old Kev.
Well, that first batch one run we did, the very first batch we ever did, that shit hung out in a carboy for months.
The first batch we ever did?
Batch one, right?
That was turned around in about like 7 weeks.
Oh, I don't know why I had it
Yeah,
in
we
my
started
brain.
that batch at like the ass end of like a March, and I was taking that shit to Albuquerque for a gig in June.
And we also kind of went a little upscale on the honey on it, right?
we're it's like trying to feel out how a new car handles or a lady or whatever. You got to kind of dial it in and know what you can and can't do.
Oh yeah.
So.
All I know is I've never seen a big old 5-gallon bucket of honey before, and it was cool to see it.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Even the 5. That was 3. That was 3, but it weighed a fuck
It was
ton.
oh goddamn, yeah.
It was
Shocking how much honey weighs in bulk.
Yeah, it was 30 pounds because we got 2 batches off of that shit. 30-pound
Of honey?
Of some pretty upscale honey. Then we turned right around and made Troublemaker out of it. It's like, well, why?
Well, I will say that honey, like when you pour that run of Troublemaker out into a glass out of that blue bottle, it looked incredible. It just looked like gold.
Do you always use the same amount of honey for every batch?
Generally, we aim for 15 pounds. Now, if we use more than 15, if we go up to 20 pounds, then it becomes a sack made, which means it's going to be sweeter anyway, just because of the honey alone. It's probably going to run a little higher. Although, man, it depends on the yeast we're using. Like if we're using like the Premier Cuvée, it's going to max it, and it doesn't matter if you got more honey or not. More honey means that it's going to process it and convert from sugars into alcohol but it's going to ultimately kill all of it. So you're going to get a sweeter batch because it's not able to process all of it and do all of that conversion, and it's still going to leave some honey behind. And that's how you get kind of it tastes like you've honey backed it or something like that, but it's not. It's a sack mead.
Oh, okay.
So sack mead just means you're using a substantial amount, 25% more honey.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm kind of at a crossroads on this one. If we want to do a coffee batch, we could do one, but I feel that's niche enough to where we wouldn't be able to move 2 cases.
Pardon me. I don't know, man. I think it's an opportunity we can utilize.
It'd be like an experiment.
Try something a little
It'd be an
different.
experiment, right? Like,
I would rather do that experiment like, with 1 gallon,
Yeah.
1 gallon runs or
see
something.
how it works
But
out.
I've also noticed that when you do a 1 gallon run versus like a regular 5 gallon, there are differences.
Yeah, because it's not going to make that transference of sugar to alcohol the same. It's going to be
Right.
different, and almost every time I'm always going to use more yeast than is necessary because once you open a package, you might as well use it or throw away what you're not going to use because
Use it or lose it.
You can't just seal it back up and throw it back in the fridge. So you've got to use that shit. So that's kind of where that is at. On a 1 gallon, we use more yeast, so it's going to come off with a very different flavor profile generally.
Right.
But it gives you an idea, though. It gives you a ballpark of where that might be.
God damn, made me thirsty.
Now, other than that, metal side of things, we keep been kind of keeping things kind of plugged in and where things are going. New Dream Theater, and I got to ask Ruben his thoughts because when it comes down to it, Brandon loves Dream Theater. I have no doubt about that. They're a little proggy for me, but man, Brandon digs the shit out of that band. Portnoy's back, so I'll listen right until about James LaBrie starts singing, and then I might be out. But what are your thoughts? Because what is
Parasomnia.
Parasomnia
Dropped a week ago today.
Yep.
And I had my sit through. I like the intro. Intros are like epic, they're like fucking grandiose. Yeah, the intro's real good. And it's good. It's just as you start getting towards the end, it starts getting to where it's like, it just starts dragging because it gets a little bit longer and longer.
Well, it's been a while since you've listened to a Dream Theater album T to B, right?
Yeah, and like the last track is where it's just a stretch. But like the rest of the album, it's enjoyable. I could sit there and jam it.
Yeah, but it's almost like there are the stages. Like each one of us needs our own spotlight. So you get the Portnoy spotlight, you get the Petrucci spotlight.
Sure.
Moves.
They
through.
still do those long jams. Those what do you call them? What's the word? Odysseys, man. Like, all right, guy. My turn to solo. Okay, my turn to solo. My turn.
Yeah, and in a band with a bunch of people that probably are too talented to be playing with each other anyway. So
Bunch of fucking savants, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's good. I'd recommend it. Fucking, I'd jam it from start to finish again. Yeah.
The other one's kind of blown us away, and this one dropped 1 week ago today. What's that Scottish folk metal band?
Sur.
Yeah.
Sur.
SAOR.
Y'all played these guys before here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put out a new one.
Man, I thought the one that dropped in 2022 was called Origins. I thought, man, that's the best shit they've ever done. Yeah, until a week ago, and all of a sudden now it's like, God damn, just
Yeah.
Did it blow you away?
Yeah, Amidst the Storm, I think, right?
Amidst the Ruins.
Amidst the Ruins, there it is.
Yeah, and then Guardians before Origins, that was another one. I was like, God damn,
Yeah,
these
it's-
motherfuckers are coming up.
Every time they put something new out, it just kicks the ass of the last one they put out.
Oh no.
It's shocking.
And that streak continues with Amidst the Ruins.
I'll have to
We'll
check out-
throw a few of that on
What's the name of the new album?
Amidst the Ruins.
Sur.
Sur. I'll have to check that one out then.
It's good shit.
It'll matter of fact, that's probably where we're going to come out after we check in with LJ coming up here shortly. So,
Oh, gotcha.
shit. Anything else to do? Because probably we'll hit the big grand idea of the day. Probably post metal update.
Yeah, allow a lot of room there. Which actually, if we need to throw a little early to our proper metal segment, we can totally do that.
Speaking of that,
Who's that?
God damn. Anyway, let's go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and get our metal update for the week. So let's go ahead and get the lowdown. What's going down with LJ?
Ooh.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day and welcome to the metal portion of the Mead for Metal podcast. I'm your host, LJ, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful and lovelicious day. Now, let's go ahead and find a perfect gift for that metalhead or rock enthusiast in your life, shall we? Cool. Let's start out on the rock side of things. The band first on this list is called Scorpion Child, and the album is called I Saw the End as It Passed Through Me. Now, first of all, ew, and second of all, you don't need a paragraph as an album title. But I think it pays off on this one because this has an absolutely 7 out of 10 gem factor. That's not a bad thing. I think anything over 3 is good, honestly. But this is pretty good, so judge for yourself if you don't believe me. Do I look like a guy who would lie to you? More importantly, would you trust a guy who likes Saint Anger? Yeah, me neither. All right, next one. This is another rock band, Love is Noise. The album is called To Live in a Different Way. Oh, that's kind of weird because the album name and the band name kind of go together to form this sentence, which is pretty cool. I have to say, I'm not going to number all these. I'm just doing that to set up the gag about trust. Anyway, this is a pretty good album, and I actually like this. I think I'm going to download this and check it out. Now, one band I think you really ought to check out happens to be Lacuna Coil. Those guys have a new album out, and honestly, I love it. It's called Sleepless Empire. There's a track that has a music video attached to it called I Wish You Were Dead that I think you need to check out. Fucking sounds like classic Lacuna Coil. And at first I didn't even recognize the title track, but damn, it is some headbanging shit. I can say shit, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, some headbanging shit. I love it. Go check it out. Now, this is another band that I've never heard of called Dawn of Solace. The album is called Affliction Vortex. I thought it was going to be black metal at first, but no, it's actually rock. And the hashtag melancholic metal is actually attached to the video. It jams. I would say that this is a band worth checking out, too. The next band on this list is called Crazy Licks, Lixx. Now, I thought I fucked up at first because it sounded like glam metal, which I'm not opposed to. I love Motley Crue, Poison, etc. But then I listened to the opening track, and holy shit, dude, this thing will knock your socks off if you're into that kind of music. So if you want to take a time machine back to the 1980s, Crazy Licks has got you with Thrill of the Bite. Go and bite. Or buy it. I was trying to do a thing and I fucked it up. Sorry, guys. Sorry! Now, as opposed to that last entry where I thought I fucked up, it turns out on this next entry, Loudwire fucked up. The band is called Warlung, one word, and the album is not called The Human Touch, Loudwire. It's called The Poison Touch. And let me tell you something, man, this motherfucking album rocks. It has that driving, I want to go somewhere and do shit kind of feel to it. I actually downloaded the entire album and saved it in a playlist called Discovered Metal and Rock. If you guys want to check it out, go ahead and pop into my playlist and check it out. But that's the end of our segment for today. Take it back, Mead Hall. I will see you fuckers around next time. Have a wonderful Valentine's. God damn, I almost said Vampire Day. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Some of you got paid, some of you are getting laid, but either way, these songs need play. I will catch you guys next time. See ya, fuckers. Rock the fuck on. And whatever you do, don't look back.
Good morning, guys.
Just when you think your diarrhea medicine is working,
Oh, boy. What's wrong?
it can let you down. But you can count on Imodium AD to stop diarrhea, often in just one dose, instead of dose after dose, more than a third of a bottle of the pink stuff. And Imodium AD is even better than the leading prescription.
I told you we should have stopped for Imodium AD.
Imodium AD, one dose relief you can count on.
I love it when Scottish bands have to let you know they're fucking Scotland, right?
Dude, if we get popped by them, I'm cool.
Give me my royalties.
Yeah, that is Swa or sour, I think, or is however we're pronouncing it. But
No, I'm pretty sure I'm probably pronouncing it.
I'm pretty sure the Gaelic is Swa. But yeah.
Sor.
Like sur.
Sur.
Oh, hey, the sur. Kin to the cooler.
Like a
Little metal update with LJ and little Imodium AD commercial. Little swatter.
Hey, if you like sugar-free anything and you live off it per day, you probably got some Imodium in there as well.
Yeah, we got. Have you ever done the Haribo sugar-free gummy bears?
I've never tried those. I've tried the Haribos, but not the sugar-free. No, never.
Well, the sugar-free creates a reaction in every human being that consumes them if you have more than 2 or 3 of them. and it creates, well, if you've always wondered what it would be like to have a Thunderbox in your house, then you'll know.
Damn. Wow.
Yeah, you basically, there was a video I'd seen years ago on YouTube where it was a challenge. Because, of course, I mean, why not? Stupid shit on the internet, that's great. They took 5 pounds of Haribo sugar-free gummies,
God damn.
melted them, and formed this big-ass Mecha Ultra Gummy Bear. And this dude ate it, but he wasn't at his house. He also had to make a 20-minute drive to get to his house before he shit his pants.
I will say, if you decide you want to partake in sugar-free Haribo, make sure you're at home, preferably within about, 8 paces of a bathroom, probably. But the flatus is going to be loud.
No.
Yeah, like if that's all you do and you don't drink any water or anything, it can be fun.
Yeah. It's going to sound like somebody left a bass amp on and, starting to feedback.
Dude, that's what I like about
Damn, I wonder what they got in there. Like what?
it's just sugar.
Aspartame?
I don't know what sugar-free aspect it is, but more times than not, if it's a sugar-free additive, if you eat a lot of it or drink a lot of it, it's going to fucking give you the runs.
It'll make you blow out your O-ring.
They're going to be shitty. Ah.
It's better than milk and magnesia, let me tell you. Twice as enjoyable.
So from that horror to the next.
Ooh, let's hit it.
All right. So I can recall that, man, Brandon told me some pretty fucked up stuff involving a story. Involving, I guess, a circle of friends between Brandon and Ruben. And this all occurred 12 or 13 years ago. And I heard the same story from Ruben a different time. And I thought, man, why isn't this like out there for the joy of the realm? And it's not for joy. We should have done this shit around Halloween. I call it the crazy 2 weeks that you guys had, or what a weird fortnight.
Yeah, and now I'll be honest, I don't know if the Jimmy shit happened, because that just happened to you.
The Daniel shit happened in October, month of Halloween, which was also the month of his birthday.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So let's take it from the top. So you guys are hanging out. I mean, Brandon would come down here. He would hang out, but I have weird hours, so he'd be out of here, and he'd drive to Clovis and go hang out with you and that group of fellers up there.
Yeah. Well, we're talking when we used to hang out with Daniel, right?
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, and I'd asked Brandon, I said, man, do we need to come up with different names for these people? He said, no. One is dead and the other will never see the light of day.
Yeah.
So.
And Daniel had a friend named Hayes, a rapper from New York.
God,
and Brandon couldn't stand that fucking guy. One time, me and Brandon were there. We were going to play cards. Remember we used to play like cards and shit?
Little drinking games.
Hayes and Daniel show up with some trailer sluts. And then Brandon puts on a song called Bitches by ICP on the radio and turns it up all the way. And it starts out, Bitches! Dun, 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 dun. Remember that? And we were laughing our asses
I
off.
can't believe I was doing shit like that in Clovis, man.
Yeah, dude. And Brandon did not like that Hayes guy for shit. He was a real shady misdemeanor, man.
Yeah, and Daniel had issues. But this is a guy that I know you hung out with a lot more than me, but I hung out with him a pretty good amount.
Are we talking similar age and everything else to you two?
I want to say he was a little bit younger.
Daniel was younger. Let me see. I'm 42 right now. If he was around, he'd probably be
Bitch,
about
you're 43.
43.
Let's correct you on this right now.
Damn it, I could have been. Hey, I enjoyed it for 5 seconds. I think he was about 30. He'd be 34, 35 right now. So I was probably like 5-6 years older than him.
Right. And, I mean, really, initially when I met him, it wasn't. I knew it was like, well, this guy clearly a little thuggish.
When I met him,
I had a nice Mustang.
he did have anger issues, and his parents said he was going to counseling for it. But the thing is, they would get weirder with alcohol or weed or substances. He was kind of a weak-minded guy.
Well,
that
a lot of people with mental issues. That
shouldn't. He liked to get cross-faded, and then later on he got into some other shit he probably shouldn't have gotten.
You
into.
got to be you have to have a specific type of mentality to be able to enjoy marijuana and booze together.
The crossfading, yeah, you got to be a happy person. If you have anger issues, don't do those things with around other people because stuff's going to come out. A lot of shit's going to come out, man.
Skinny white guy, I'm imagining tattoos.
Oh no, this dude was brown boy.
Skinny Mexican.
No shit. Okay.
Adopted.
Okay.
Had mouse-like facial features.
He had anger issues about being adopted because they revealed it to him, and it kind of psychologically fucked with him a little bit.
Ruben is able to let out some more underlying reasons.
Because I knew the guy.
Yeah.
I knew him pretty good.
How often do you hang out?
When we were first friends, we'd hang out all the time. I met the guy. What year did I meet Daniel? 2004.
Oh, wow.
I met him in
you hung out with that guy like 8 or 9 years.
I met him in 2004. The reason we kicked it off is I had a red Mustang, and he was working at Subway over there when they used to have, where Walmart in Clovis is at?
Yeah.
That plaza over there used to have a Subway at the plaza. I went to that Subway, and he was working there. I pulled up in my red Mustang, and there was a blue Mustang there. He was a motorhead, definitely. So that's where we became friends, was over the Mustangs. Oh, you got a Mustang? I got a Mustang too, man. And he's like, well, I'm about to get off in 10 minutes, man. I got some headlights I'm selling if you'd like to check it out. So I ate and I waited for him to get off, and I followed him home, and he had some of those clear headlights to put on your car.
Okay.
And basically from Ford Mustang is where we kicked it off, our friendship.
Now, you guys were living in Clovis at the time when you met that guy, right?
Yeah, I was living in Clovis.
Well,
yeah.
you guys had that house full, right? Was that in that same time period?
2004.
Garçon.
Because it was around 2005 that we moved into Sheldon, me and Brandon and all the guys.
I'm just trying to line up kind of what I know and where you guys are at. So you met this guy right before you guys all moved in.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, sir. Well, so and you hung out with that guy pretty regular then for a very long time.
Yeah, he wasn't a bad guy. I mean, even Brandon got along with him. He was likable.
Yeah, I actually, there were times I was like, man, I'm having a good time with this guy.
He was likable enough to where Brandon liked him. But down the road, he started, hanging around with questionable people and questionable substances, and things started getting a little bit out of. Our friendship ended like in 2010. It was like a 5-6 year friendship, and it ended just because like some of the people he started hanging out with.
Homeboy had to check Daniel for talking shit to me.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, one time Homeboy got ballsy at the porch, and he kind of pulled out a knife, like, in front of me and Brandon.
Man, you pull out a fucking knife, you're an asshole immediately.
Yeah, me and Brandon were like, dude. Once he pulled out a knife, and he was like, he was already.
Like, he was fucked. And then after that, he went and crashed on your couch.
How much you want to bet? I mean, yeah. So he was drunk, and he was acting, shitty. And
Yeah.
And I talked to Brandon after that. I was like, dude, him getting like that, acting like that. That's nah.
And that was
don't
one
get
last
ballsy
time.
with don't get ballsy with the knife with your drinking friends.
If you're a friend at all, and you see somebody like trying to, kind of check your friend, you got to check them.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, I was like, if anything goes down, I'm putting my foot in that dude's face.
And this is back when I had hermit rage. It's like, what, you think I'm just going to let you do something to me, motherfucker?
Me and Brandon looked at each other like, I got you, bro. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, and
but this was hitting near the end of this motherfucker's existence.
Okay.
Once meth got introduced to his life,
that's what it was.
His life got introduced to death.
So friendship comes to an end with this guy. And then what? How much time then goes on before the
friendship
big,
ended like in
event?
So really, the way it ended up is I wake up after a proper night of hanging out in the shop, and I like keep up with local news, and I pull up our local newspaper's website.
Oh, you notified me.
And
about it.
yeah, and it had a story about like, guy kills adopted parents and then himself.
Oh,
and I was like, oh shit. So, of course, I want to know more. And open it up, and I see Daniel's name in it. I was like, holy shit.
I remember you sending me a message late at night. You're like,
it was late.
You're like, his last name was Senna, right? S-E-N-A.
Yeah, I sent
He
you
was
that. I'm like,
asking me
dude,
that.
is this that Daniel? Fucking sure enough, this dude had a bad day, I guess, and
snapped.
killed his adopted parents and then killed himself.
I don't like getting into gory details. You know how
It was ugly. So he shot his mom in the face with a gun.
Damn.
And his dad, he shot him with the gun. And his dad was ex-military. He was retired. He was just barely starting to enjoy his retirement. He'd been retired like a year.
Damn, I didn't know that
Fucking,
either, man.
he was ex-military, worked at the gas company for years. Nice retirement. His parents were well off. Daniel was spoiled. His parents were, his dad, they had money.
God, well, that just shows, man. You go down that fucking meth.
it don't matter.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And they said that, his mom died immediately, and the dad lived for maybe like a day in the hospital, but then that was it.
And he, I'm assuming, took himself out the same way?
They said that he got in his Mustang and went somewhere a ways from the house, a little abandoned road.
Yeah.
And they said they found like a blood splatter on the driver's. I guess
window.
he was right there, went like this, and it was on the driver window.
God damn, that's a vehicle I've been in.
And this was a guy who would get very weak-minded when he cross-faded weed and alcohol. But then you introduce meth to someone who already has to go to counseling for anger issues. And his dad, years before that, found a gun and what's the word when you take the gun?
Confiscate.
He confiscated the gun and he refused to ever give it back. And I know why now. And Daniel was fucking pissy, like with his dad. He's like, "Give my dad."
He did bitch about
my
his
dad's
family
a fucking
lot,
bitch,
man. Yeah.
My dad took my fucking gun. Well, yeah, because his dad knew his son was a little bit, Yeah, he had it hidden. I don't know if he got another gun or found it eventually, but he never gave the gun back. He hid it, and Daniel was constantly looking for it everywhere in the shop and in their bedroom when they weren't home. I think he ended up getting another gun.
Was he like a gangbanger or was it just meth?
Meth. I mean, he liked the whole thug life thing and more like
He's a little bit of a puss.
a poser wannabe.
Oh, okay.
Poser wannabe because he tried to be about that life. But one time, that trailer park when you barely pull into Clovis, where that Allsup's is that
on the left, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
One time he dragged me there to go to some guy's house, and some guy was, I guess, that knew him from school was like, "I heard you're trying to represent West Side. So what's up, man?" And the guy was ready to fight him right there, and Daniel got all pushed out. He started making up excuses. He's like, "Oh, but there's a dog right there." There was a pit bull right there, and Daniel was like, "Are you sure you want to fight right here? There's a dog right there."
Might fuck us both up.
This guy was checking him because I guess Daniel used to ride with. He tried to throw up, West Side with the West Siders. And
Fucking sub 30,000 population. You're fucking talking West Side, South Side shit. Come the fuck on.
this guy tried to check him, and Daniel got all like, "Whoa." He was a gun guy. He wasn't a physical guy because he was scrawny. And he was like, "Yeah, oh shit, are you sure, bro? It wasn't me, man. I didn't say nothing. Shit, right here, right now. I mean,
Man.
yeah, he was all pussy and shit."
Wow.
Yeah.
So that happens. Did that, I mean, it obviously sent reverberations through the two of you, but I mean, as far as the rest of your crowd, your friends, because Ruben, you got a bigger circle of friends than Clovis than Brandon does, clearly. But I mean, did that have any immediate effects? And if so, how long did that kind of hang around?
Like what? What do you mean?
It's like fuck. Like every time you see somebody, like, God damn, can you believe that shit? I mean, weeks.
We had a small circle of stoners that he was, it was small.
And more times than not, when I go hang out at Ruben's house, which funny enough was a block from the cop shop,
God.
but it still didn't feel like a safe community.
Oh no, you're near a police station. Well, they don't patrol around there outside.
We'd be out on this motherfucker's porch at 3 a.m. drinking beer,
Yeah.
not giving a fuck.
But it started getting to where, man, he was just bringing around like crackheads and like meth people, and like, dude, his crowd changed a lot, and we were like, dude, we're gonna have to fucking cut this dude off.
Yeah, as soon as the knife thing happened, I was done.
Yeah.
I was like, dude,
me too. I was
cannot
not a fan.
be a part of this shit.
I was not a fan of that, and I did cut him off like in 2010. I even told him, I was like, he was messaging me talking about friendship, and I was like, more like snake ship. I messaged him straight up. I was like, I'm not interested in snake ship. I told him like that.
Ruben is a king of puns.
Right,
Let's just say
right.
this right now.
Because he was talking about friendship, and I returned him with, yeah, that's what I said. I said, I'm not interested in no snake shit.
Dude.
He was getting real shady. The more he got into meth, just shady shit, man. You know, I started finding clothing missing from my closet, and I was like, why is this motherfucker...
God damn, he can't... Was he looking for nightwear?
Yeah, I was like, why is this scrawny motherfucker taking my fucking clothes?
Right. Well, if that's not macabre enough, then similar time frame. Then another guy in your circle. Now this guy's still alive, but he'll probably not be a free man.
And if I may, I would like to, because really my involvement in this story happens back in 1999.
Okay.
Which one? Oh.
Jimmy.
Oh.
So Jimmy, I can't remember his last name. Can you remember his last name?
Reagan.
Jimmy oh goddamn
Reagan.
Jimmy Reagan. So I'm going to high school here, and
Hi, Jimmy.
if he has got internet access, I hope he don't. Oh, shit. I don't give a fuck. I'll destroy him. I have an axe. So I'm going to high school taking physical education, of course, because I'm fat rich, and Jimmy is in my PE class. And we actually formed a bond because we were like the two fat kids in this period.
Okay, so same age, clearly. Same grade.
Age, and
brown guy, white guy.
He was a fat white dude.
I was a white guy.
Fat white dude.
Okay.
So it was two fat white dudes, and anytime there was like team anything going on, badminton, basketball, me and Jimmy, we're going to be that team. It's like, why not? If we win, then these guys are going to look like assholes because they're in shape.
Right.
They got beat by a bunch of fat kids. And never had an issue with Jimmy. We had a similar bond. He was a big fan of pro wrestling, which I was, and 99 at that time. That's if you were watching pro wrestling, you were having a fucking good time.
It was your peak viewing time, yeah.
And then I went back for my senior year, and Jimmy was gone. And honestly, that is the last time I saw him or heard his name until Ruben had an experience.
I fought him in junior high, and I whooped his
Really?
I whooped his ass because I whooped his ass because junior high gets you ready for that shit. And another thing, and it was all instigator shit. Like some Southsiders were instigating. In PE class, they're like, "Oh, Jimmy, shit, he's talking shit about your mom, bro. Yeah, called your mom a bitch, bro. Yeah, shit, you a bitch, bro. Just always instigating." So I was like, well,
and it clearly worked.
Yeah, the thugs would always do that, and I was like, so I ended up having to fuck. So he started shit. It's one of those things like, "Oh, you're gonna fight, you're gonna be a bitch. Oh, what you gonna?" They instigate. So I fought with him, and I ended up on top of him, just punching the shit out of him because I was fed up, man. Before him, I was dealing with all kinds of bullying.
Ruben was pretty hard in junior high.
Well, Ruben not exactly a big man back in those days.
Oh no,
either.
Ruben! No, you were a smaller. Well, not smaller, but
in junior high it was. When I got into high school, I got a little bit bigger, eating them Whoppers, you know.
A little bit of BK mileage.
In high school, I discovered Whoppers, and motherfucker, that beef did
right.
things to me.
Goddamn right.
Once a week, I was at Burger King tearing down Whoppers, man.
Yeah,
that's back when Burger King
And I
was
mean,
good around here.
in high school, I had no fucking problems. Anybody looked at me, I'd be like, "What? No, nothing."
so that's the basis. So through the public education system and kind of how both of you kind of interacted with that guy, what came next?
On that, I got to defer to my good friend Ruben here because he's the one that told me.
So after junior high, me and him, I never heard from him, but he fell off the face of the earth, dead. You know what I mean? And then so I'm living in the
party shack on 6th.
Yeah, yeah.
Or 5th, whatever.
Living in a very classy neighborhood in Clovis.
The class.
And so I guess he was shacked up with some drug dealer that was like maybe a block away from my house.
It wasn't Chet though, was it?
Huh? Cheta.
That old Mexican dude I bought weed from. That
another guy. We'll call him Do No Gooder.
Okay, I like it.
And I heard a random knock, and I opened, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I think he was asking me if he could. There was an electric outlet outside of my house, and he just wanted to charge his phone.
Oh, living that nomad lifestyle up in Clovis. Okay.
And he remembered me, but he wasn't like all like, man, he wasn't like,
you're that guy that beat my ass when I was
there
13.
was no grudge or anything. And he was not fat anymore. He was like drug skinny.
Ooh.
Yeah, he was skinny.
Like Ozempic.
Yeah, he was skinny. And he was like trying to be cool with me, like shoot the shit, like, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm staying over here at Do No Gooders, man. He's a good guy. He's a real good guy. He lets me stay there. And I'm like, oh, I bet he's a good guy. Yeah, I'm sure he provides you with what you need. Maybe in the span of a week, he went over to my house once or twice to charge his phone, ask for a glass of water. That's about it. And then after that, 1 or 2 weeks later, motherfucker pops up in the news.
Yeah. Well, he was knocking on your window. Remember that?
Were you there?
You told me about this.
God, that's a little fucking creepy, huh?
I think so, yeah.
And it was that fucking day.
Yeah.
He had fucking intent to do you harm that day, and you told him to fuck off.
Yeah. He kept coming around, and I was like, dude, I don't want nothing to do with this fucking guy. I told him to fuck off.
Yeah.
And in the news that he stole a van and then he kidnapped somebody,
A woman.
And what else did he do?
He fucking raped her.
Yeah, fucking nut job.
And then there was a hostage situation, which did not last long.
They said he had guns and drugs on him when yeah, man.
And now this man's probably in Berkey Correctionalville.
And he's going to spend the rest of his life there.
Enjoy.
Yeah, like I said, I'd ask Brandon. I was like, man, we need to cover some names here and everything else. He's like, no, we're good. But yeah. And that kind of you were removed from the story necessarily for kind of the weird shit
I was
that
not.
happened there.
I heard about it from him.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize how much he had been coming by over there. All I heard about was the shit that happened that day. I didn't realize he was trying to befriend you and like just come borrow shit from you, like water and electricity.
And I'm like, dude, I don't have any grudge, but I'm also not trying to be.
I'm not looking to make new friends here where I'm at.
I have too many friends as it is.
That's
I have
right.
too many.
That saying, kick rocks with that homie shit. Kick rocks with that homie shit. And then, but that's on that. But back to Daniel. Let me tell you some of that. Real quick, like I told you, Hayes, his friend, was kind of like a shady character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time they were telling me about how they took some crack whores to a hotel, and Hayes gave them crack to let them fuck, and I believe it.
Sure.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what hard drugs do.
That's probably the least shocking aspect of that story.
That is currency.
Oh, and Daniel was a rapper. Did we throw that out there?
Well, you were on a rap album with him that I believe I probably still have.
Triple Threat. So Hayes started a rap group called Triple Threat, which was me, Daniel, and Hayes.
Should also be noted that I was in a band by the name of Triple Threat. So we got three assholes. Yeah, you're always going to go with that. Like, oh man, triple something. Yeah.
I was in a band called Dos Primos. Now, I would like, if I may, it's a quick story, but I have a story too I would like to add.
Okay.
Just a little added bonus.
Still in the same time frame,
but it's just a good story about a weird night.
Okay.
It's all of 2 or 3 minutes. So we used to love going to strip clubs back in the day. We would go to strip clubs every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, we're loading up the Cavalier and we're going to Nibbles and we gonna have us a good time.
Young and horny.
So I will say Nibbles is the one that you pay kind of a high price for the door, but you're allowed to bring your own fucking cooler in as long as there's no glass.
And we were under 21 the first time we went. That's the only reason we went. It's like, hey, this is BYOB.
Yeah,
so
the BYOB was awesome.
You can come in.
Yeah.
So and then we turned 21 and then we started drinking shitty Smirnoff Ice and smoking Black and Milds while trying to look cool at a Lubbock strip club.
And
that's how you do it at 21.
Our minds were blown because these bitches would show us every part of their body to the music of our choosing. Oh, so you're saying I could play some soil work or some fucking Pantera and you're going to show me your asshole?
We went so much that we could actually bring our own music, and they knew we'd give them money.
By the way, and those of you who are calling bullshit, I want to add, these guys weren't going on like Friday and Saturday. They were going like Tuesdays.
We would go on. There were some like every once in a while on a weekend, if they didn't have like a main attraction or anything, we could get some of our songs played. But
there was times we were like the only customers of the night.
But I tell that story to tell this story. Oh. So there was one time it was just you and me.
One time, just me and you went.
Just going up to Clovis, fucking Lubbock, to go look at some titties. It was a weekday. And we take down the old Kakawati, and we stop at what was Town and Country at the time.
I remember this.
Yes,
I
and then
remember
we go inside, and just like looking for a little. I think we're there to take a piss and get something to drink.
Yeah, snackers, drink. Yeah.
And these two, one dude, a huge Mexican man, comes in with his buddy, and he comes down the aisle I'm in, and motherfucker just shoulder checks me, just looking for problems.
Did you have the puck?
No, well, I will say this, and I have no problem admitting this. I was terrified because this was 2003, 2004. I hadn't been hardened yet to the point where it was like, well, fuck you.
Right.
And just a dude immediately targeted me and saw that me and him were fucking together and started targeting the both of us. And I can't remember. He was asking us some shit primarily about like trying to get our money. And we make our purchase and we head out of this town and country, head back to my Cavalier. These motherfuckers didn't even buy anything.
He followed me all the way to your car.
He fought, and onto my side. And we were both in, door closed, and I fire that motherfucker up. And this guy tries to open my driver's side door.
Damn.
And as soon as he does that, I gun it in reverse, and he holds on to the door. The last thing I see is this motherfucker doing about 2 reverse fucking somersaults.
Yeah, yes,
He
dude.
ate shit.
He ate shit.
And we hit that fucking road.
Well, hell yeah.
I probably went 90 the whole way.
Meal shoe, man. Fucking.
I mean, we hit Lubbock in about 45
what is there to
minutes.
do? What is it for entertainment in Meal shoe?
Outside of fucking trying to survive?
You looking at me, motherfucker? You looking at me?
This motherfucker just had us as marks and was trying to fucking just intimidate and get free shit. And he ended up eating shit.
Yeah, he ate some shit.
Interesting time for you guys to be alive and all that shit going on. That's some, like, you know, I don't know. I think at the end of the day, when you go to looking at it, it's like, well, wait a minute. What's the fucking common denominator here? I think it's fucking people with some real mental health fucking problems.
And they usually tend to fall in our universe.
Yeah, maybe not anymore, but you know.
Oh, no, now it's different.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, you're an asshole? Well, cool.
Let
me turn my asshole on too, and we'll have a conversation.
You reminded me of a quick little story I'm going to throw in real quick.
I'll let you
When me and
close her
Brandon
out.
and the guys used to live on Sheldon Street, there was an Allsup's right by on 14th and Prince. Brandon had the blue Cavalier, right?
I had the blue cavy.
The blue Cavy, and he pulled up to Allsup's to get free beef jerky because back in the day that's what he would do.
Shut your
Fuck
mouth.
ton of beef
Shut up, man.
jerky.
Shut up.
He pulled up to a blue Cavalier identical to his.
This was not at the one on 14th. The
14th
story
and
you're
Prince.
telling.
14th
It was
and Prince.
not there.
Mitchell.
It was the one by Yano.
Oh, so
It was all the way down there, bro.
all the way.
Because I remember, I know this. Go again.
You pulled up to a car identical to yours. Me and Brandon both go inside, and I finish before him, and I go outside, and I comfortably get inside the car, and I'm just sitting there like, damn, Brandon taking his time, and I'm just looking at Brandon at the counter because he was buying something to, you know.
I was buying. I wasn't stealing.
Okay, he wasn't stealing. He was
He
buying.
wanted to help himself to free beef jerky, as you put it, eloquently a moment ago.
We'll save that beef jerky story for the next one.
And so Brandon makes eye contact with me, and he has a funny reaction. He's pointing at me, and then he's pointing to the vehicle next to me, and then he's pointing at me in the vehicle next to me, and I'm like, and then I'm sitting in the vehicle passenger seat, and I'm looking around. I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
What are all these condoms?
I was like, this isn't Brandon's fucking car.
Motherfucker got into an exactly identical Cavalier.
Well,
And I
can't fault the
sat
guy,
there
yeah.
for a while, dude. Like I was lucky.
He's just hanging. He didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Could you imagine what that scenario could have been like if the people came like, what the fuck? Someone's trying to rob me.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I can too.
I immediately jumped the fuck out and went to fucking Brandon's car, and I was like, God damn! And we just laughed our ass off
my
about
God.
that shit.
Times a living dangerously.
Hey, like I said before, when we began these stories, when you've known someone for 30
I'm sure we were
years-
stoned out of our minds too,
I was drunk.
drunk and stoned.
Shit.
One
it
or
was,
the
it was
other
hard to
mix.
get. Well, I only got weed from you.
Oh yeah, because back then this was before just yeah.
Smoking out of gallon jugs of Hawaiian Punch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As long as you're not crushing the can poking holes in it.
Who would do such a thing?
Everybody that's ever smoked weed when it was illegal, but
Preposterous.
man, then you find out the shit they put in like soda cans or beer cans in their paint. Like, oh boy.
If you're smoking that aluminum, I'm sorry for you, man.
There's that. It's like the aluminum's not even the worst shit. The paint.
The paint. Oh.
Done it once or twice, but no, not very much.
So kids, the lesson from this one, learn how to roll J's.
Yeah, and get you if you got friends that you've had for more than 20 years, try to fucking hold on to them.
Yeah. Well, you know what? At the end of the fucking day, that is exactly what the hell this is all about.
I mean, you put the years into some fucking bonds, there are stories to be told. And
we have the circle of the axe.
We've told 3 or 4 here. Again, we could still do several more episodes.
So much shit goes down, man.
Well, it's always a pleasure having Ruben around because Ruben fucking brings a different angle that we don't usually get, and everything else. I mean, Krista's going to be missed, but hey, man, you get a different angle with a whole different flavor to it.
I appreciate y'all guys.
She'll be back. Oh no, this has been very enjoyable, very cathartic, actually,
very eye-opening. No, it's like free beef jerky, indeed.
Well, it's not that it was. Well, yeah, it was free because I didn't pay for it, dude. Honestly, I would take like a handful. The fucking and it wasn't good.
Like
beef
Taco
jerky.
Bell sauce.
It was Slim Jims.
Like Taco Bell sauce, just a handful.
Well, that's okay. As long as you buy a taco, you can get as much as you want. I read that. It's in a book.
And get yourself a little soup taco.
Ooh. Soup taco.
That sounds fucking terrible.
That's actually that's Chico's Tacos in El Paso. By the way.
Oh goddamn! Soup taco.
Birria?
They're no.
Oh,
I wish it
okay.
was. No, they're rolled fucking tacos, and it's like 5 of them in one of those little fast food baskets with their weird volcanic orange, mostly tomato based with a little vinegar in it sauce, and not a small amount, a lot of it.
I do appreciate the generous
and a little shred of cheddar, and get the fuck out of here. That's it.
Get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out.
Well, gentlemen, this has been very enjoyable.
Hell yeah. Well,
Ruben, we got to get you down here more.
Yes, sir.
LJ, we need to get you down here as well, motherfucker.
yeah, and a happy Valentine's to you, LJ.
Happy Valentine's, LJ.
Day, SA.
We love you, SA. We love you.
Goddamn. See y'all in 2 weeks.
Love you.
Bye.